All right, welcome to scenic downtown Harrisonburg for what we think is episode 16.
Yeah!
July 6th, no, June 6th edition of Bingo is Like 2023.
All right.
Now, what did you call it? You said something about last week you said something about tropicals.
Tropical downtown Harrisonburg,
yeah.
Virginia, at the Wine Brothers building.
Yes.
Housing the fantastic Ruby's Arcade.
Ruby's Arcade.
And the wonderful Clementine Cafe. I'm joined by the always young at heart Howdy Shell brothers.
Oh, thank you.
And one of the one and only Dan Easley's.
The only one I'm aware of.
The only one he's aware of. I am Zeppo Zaire, your hostess with the mostest.
What's up,
And-
Zeppo?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a. How was Bingo tonight,
Bingo
boys?
was great.
Yeah.
It was. We had a smaller crowd this evening,
Yeah.
and the group that normally shows up. There's I don't know, maybe 15 or so that normally show up that didn't this evening, and it makes for an interesting evening because you almost have to like teach everybody, hey, it's okay. We're going to start singing at odd places, and we're going to start just saying things out loud. It's fine.
It's benign.
But it was
we
great.
got him though by the end.
Yeah, by the end of the evening, everybody was into it. It was great.
The couple that big group that was over by the TV, they were fantastic.
Oh yeah.
They were
They were. Of course, they had a couple winners in
The
that
tour
group.
bus from Finland didn't get here on time.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
Well, that's a long drive.
Yeah.
Over water.
The Latvians, is that
The
who?
Latvians,
they-
the submarine
No, they're
slash
still-
tour bus from the other side
Yeah.
of the planet.
God, I really did want to cut off the T2 machine again this evening, though.
What is
it was
the
just
T2
I
so the
did,
T2. So last week we cut it off.
What is
so
it?
it's a pinball machine that if you're not playing it, it goes tank, 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 tank.
Yeah.
and it just
I think I've got one of
nonstop.
those in my basement.
Yeah, it's insanity. I was just like,
That's your water heater. I
my water
you need to get that checked.
Waiting for the
Is
explosion.
T2, is that the second installment of the Terminator?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Terminator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Terminator 2.
Yeah.
And
It's a great game. The pinball itself actually is awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's a point where if no one is playing it, it will get to this point where it just sits there and beeps this obnoxious loud beep.
Yeah.
And
it tells you to pull the trigger.
yeah, pull the trigger.
Yeah, yeah, it's like pull the trigger. You're like,
Yeah. Oh god.
Not,
And it
not
will
something
not
for
stop.
home use, really. You don't really want
It
that
is
around.
as relentless as the Terminator itself. It
just
just
doesn't
keeps
stop.
going. It does not stop. And you're like, I can't kill you. I actually unplugged the machine last week. No joke.
yeah.
I couldn't figure out how to turn it off, so I just went in the back and unplugged
So
it.
did you destroy somebody's high game?
Well,
with the thing?
maybe.
Oh, no.
You know what? It's going to be okay.
So I happen to know no one. Is that Tucker barking?
That
is
I hope
Tucker.
so.
Is that Tucker? Yeah.
hello,
I think
Tucker.
he sees a duck over there again.
Ooh, good.
I forgot to mention we are joined by the influencer dog Tucker.
Yay.
Hey, hello, Tucker.
He's a good little dog.
I happen to know
Aw.
that no one won the $100 because I met the young man in the parking lot prior to coming here.
Oh, good.
He said he did not get a strike.
Oh man, you know
Oh,
what
that's
though?
right.
We
He
think
won.
it's- we think
He
it's
won the
impossible.
hearts of all the people though.
Why is that?
That's true.
There was a
there's something
serious
there.
like row of high fives as he was leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was lovely.
There was actually, that was one thing. The other thing that really struck me this evening, there was a kid playing with what I would assume was his grandfather.
yeah.
And the
Oh,
two
yeah.
of them together it was just awesome to see.
When you
They
say
were-
kid, how old was he?
we were talking about like a 5 or 6 year old.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
and you know, old enough to follow along with bingo. His granddad was there helping him out, you know, and whenever they'd get a number, they'd both high five. It's just, I don't know, bingo is kind of like accessible to anyone, and it's really cool to see.
I did ask.
I dig it.
I asked a lady this evening. I said, "Do you know how to play?" And she looked at me. She was like, "You think I'm stupid?" What? Of course I know how to play
We
bingo.
teach that in part of the
Yeah, they-
core curriculum since 1910.
Yeah.
It's a, yeah, it's a
you
part.
learned that before Robert E. Lee's shoe size.
Well, you have to support your volunteer fire department and ladies auxiliary.
That's right. Absolutely.
So what's on the agenda, Mr. Michael Howdy Shell?
Oh, the agenda as far as this show is concerned. Yeah. we've got some things to talk about. I
believe so. Absolutely.
That sounds so ominous.
Yeah, right. What's on the agenda?
All right, I'm sorry.
We'd like
Wow.
to speak to you about the eternal destiny of your soul. But first,
Well, last week it was something about choice and death.
Predestination.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
what it
Well,
was.
it's a common
Predestination.
topic,
Yes.
really.
So,
and-
yeah,
and,
all right.
you know,
Tucker, what-
predestined
Nailed
to
it.
Nailed it.
Predestined to
So I know
play
one of the things we wanted to talk about was the Laurel Canyon show that's coming up.
Yes.
And the reason we want to talk about it is because we are now working with the folks that are
yeah.
going to be a part of this. The musicians have started to gather their forces, their ring powers are coming
man.
together, and it's some magical things are happening.
There's some mighty morphin.
So, tell us what
so
you know.
So we met over. Kelly Mae Brown came
Oh,
over.
she's a
and
star.
She is a star. She's absolutely a star. And I just, it was awesome. Cheryl came over.
She's
Cheryl
also a
Sewell,
star.
who's also a star. Danny Dollinger came over. Jay Zare was over recently.
He is not a star, but he's doing the best darn job he can do.
Bruce Johnson came over, and we were working on In My Room by the
that's
Beach
the
Boys,
Beach Boys,
which
too.
is a super
Which, by the way,
complicated
Who's
song.
singing on that?
The harmonies for that song are incredibly complex.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, they change as I'm going to make it sound
I've
stupid,
seen-
but they are incredibly complex. I'll stop with that.
So much of music of that era, the session musicians really came up with a lot of the riffs. You know, songwriter bring the song, they've got the
Right,
chords,
right.
they got the lyrics. And the session musicians, these professional musicians who played on tons of recordings from around that area and in that era,
Wrecking Crew.
Wrecking Crew,
Yeah.
they came up with most of the riffs. But Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys, I've seen a number of members of the Wrecking Crew say he came up with all those riffs.
Right.
He was different than the rest of those songwriters. He wrote out all those parts.
He would walk around and hum them all the parts to the.
To all the
They
folks.
said everyone wanted to work on
That's
his sessions.
amazing.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's the woman's name? Carol. Was it
Carol Kay, the bass player, played on
right.
5,000
Yeah,
songs.
right, yeah.
Played guitar on La
She's-
Bamba.
yeah,
Played
she's
guitar on the theme song to the
incredible.
MASH TV show. Played on
What?
5,000 songs.
Yeah.
She was talking about how she made a fortune by telling people with this pick. Do you want me to use the pick I used on the Pet Sounds?
yeah.
I was listening to another podcast, and there was Pet Sounds was way more popular in the UK than it was in America. Fun fact. I think it reached number one there. It did not reach number.
There was a
one here.
friendly rivalry between the Beach Boys and the Beatles.
They kind of got a clip by Sgt.
You know, it
Pepper.
was sort of Rubber Soul and then Pet Sounds and Revolver. No, I think it was Revolver, Pet Sounds, and then Sgt. Pepper really.
Yeah.
really
Beatles
clinched the
won.
deal. All right, so yeah. Thanks for your
battle, not the
patience.
war.
Back to the Laurel Canyon show.
Yeah,
though.
absolutely.
Wait! I want to know.
Yeah.
Are you doing the actual harmonies from the Beach Boys version of
Well,
In My Room? Are you like?
Exactly.
Exactly. We're doing it exactly that
I mean,
way.
you're trying
No. I think it's fair to say that that what we're working on is an interpretation of the song. Bruce, wanted to bring it to the group and say, hey, let's sing the song, and he is singing the lead. But that's the weird thing about this song is the lead vocal or the melody of the song changes. It goes above and below the harmonies at the same time. I mean, it's like I said, it's very complex.
Who all singing on it?
We're all throwing in.
Who's all?
Well,
Kinda everybody.
Yeah, right now
Everybody's
it's
there.
all of the Dr. Howe band. So we've got
Dave?
Christian Parrott, Dave Abbott, Doug Pitts, Chris, me, Bruce. Is there anybody else that's on those? Yeah, I think that's it.
But I think Kelly Mae was singing on it.
Yeah, that's
But,
right.
I mean,
right.
here's the thing though. When we do the show, we're just saying everyone sing.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
this,
true.
I,
Right.
Actually, the thing that I'm most excited about this show is we're doing hits. We're doing songs that people know.
Yeah, it'd be very
And
much a
this
sing-along.
This is a sing-along show, and I mean the crowd's going to be big already, and it's going to be. I think with the right amount of beer, this could be.
Bellfire will provide.
Yes,
Per person.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, it's. You know what else? It's a free show. It's
free. Yeah,
It's
right,
free.
right.
There's 20 plus artists getting together, spilling their time.
Yeah.
And it's free. It
It is. I mean, it's a neat project.
Johnny Summer.
What's the date? What? I know we've talked about it before, but the date for the show,
Oh, it's July 7th.
July 7th. So
Yep.
it's going to be here sooner than what I think.
Yeah. Before that, though, I did want to say so we have lots of fun shows that we are involved in here.
Oh, nice.
So is it next weekend?
I
June-
hope it's the one after that.
Yeah. What is it? June 17th,
It's
right?
the best weekend ever is a big soiree happening downtown. I think
Yeah.
sort of across Liberty Street with.
It's a big outdoor festival.
It's a big
Cool.
outdoor festival. You
Yeah.
walk around. There's
Downtown
a
Harrisonburg.
bunch of venues participating in it. And there's 3 stages, and I get to play it on one of the stages, the stage behind the Shenandoah Bicycle Company.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, and I think I'm the last act of the late afternoon, early
They
evening.
call that the
so-
closer.
I'm just so it's I'm grateful to all these folks for opening for me.
Who else is going to be? It's going to be playing. Do we know?
Oh, I don't know, but it's a lot of people. I think each stage has like 4 acts. I
You
think.
played last
Maybe
year.
5. I think there's maybe
Yeah.
15 or 18
that
acts.
right?
Yeah, it's
I had
it's
no
a
idea it was
big
that
deal.
big.
You played on Court Square for that thing
Yep,
last year, right?
I did. It was awesome.
It was
was
great.
fun. It was just. I mean, it's cool. There's just a lot of people walking
They
around.
close the streets down.
Yeah, they
you
close
know.
the streets down. People are having a good time. They're just walking around.
Food.
And there's food and music
And
on the
dogs.
streets
Bring
and
your dogs.
dogs.
And dogs.
Little children.
Tucker, you're
people-
gonna be
I
okay.
mean, in our town, our town is fun. It's a fun town. It has a nice young vibe to it. And
Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
This
bring
is this came up last week. It was kind of thrown out there. We didn't really talk about it, but the question was Harrisonburg versus Stanton.
Oh,
Well, comparisons
what
are
we got?
odious. You know,
Maybe not saying which one is better, but certainly like they're
we're
you know, we
quite
could point
lucky
out
to
some
have
differences.
two such very cool towns.
They
in,
are,
in such
yes.
proximity to one another.
They are. How diplomatic of you, Dan.
I have my moments.
and then Helsinki, of course, is only 5 or
That's an
7
entirely
or
different story.
8,000 miles away.
I know that in the musical that we did, there's the song about Harrisonburg, Virginia, and one of the digs at Harrisonburg is that we don't have the cute little buses that look like trolley cars.
Oh, that's true.
In Stanton, of course, they do have that. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah, no, the public
But do
transportation.
they have ducks in Stanton? Do they have?
Oh, they've got
yeah,
ducks.
they've got-
Yeah,
okay.
I've long been an advocate of putting cow catchers on the front of our buses.
It's funny. They have a nasty little stream just like we do. What is
They've
that?
got- yeah,
What is
they-
that? Is it still Black's Run there too? I mean,
it runs from
it just
Harrisonburg
keeps
to
going.
Stanton.
Oh, yeah, just here's
Black's
Black's
Run Part 2.
Runs
The
through-
Revenge.
runs through Oklahoma, all the way to Route 6, follows Route 66. all the way
Yeah, that riparian buffer is smelling kind of ripe.
I love Stanton.
Yes,
love.
I do too. I do too. It's
Stanton
great.
Jams is
That was awesome.
yeah
That was
incredible.
awesome.
Incredible day of fun,
music art scene in
outside.
Stanton is incredible.
Yeah.
The community that supports that scene is incredible.
Yeah.
and the ciders from Mars.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
the name of
right,
that place.
right,
That's
right.
really
Yeah,
cool.
right. Yeah. I mean, it's funny though. It's like
Redbeard.
Yeah. We got our Harrisonburg.
Yeah,
is-
we've-
it
yeah,
kind of
right.
almost has like. They're very
We've got our
similar.
things, too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
We got our cool cidery and our cool breweries.
Hey, as long
We
as we're
do.
plugging things, on the
Yep.
14th
Ooh.
of July,
Oh, all
I'm
right.
going to be performing in a cave in Melrose Caverns.
Oh, you're doing the
wow.
cave
1 o'clock
fest.
Saturday and 1 o'clock Sunday. I'm going to be the closer for the Basement Comics.
So it's basement comic, but it's
Well,
cave
there's going to be
comics
there's
now.
going to be like the evening shows will be I guess the
The
more
evening shows
expensive
will look much like the afternoon shows.
Yeah, it's not going to be in the cave. Well, I will be performing with the Basement Comics.
It took me a second. But, oh yeah,
Apparently,
yeah.
there's like Civil War graffiti.
55 degrees.
Yeah, guaranteed.
It's cold down there.
Yeah. No, I went and
Wear
saw
a sweater
a
comedy.
Halloween show in a cave, and Terry Turtle
yes.
was there.
What cave was it in?
I think it was Shenandoah, but I don't
No. It was
Oh, Terry Turtle in a cave.
Yeah,
no,
it was
Turner and
awesome.
Billy. It was Halloween.
Yeah, it was a Halloween
Grand
show.
Caverns?
Yeah, Grand
It was a
Cavern.
Grand Cavern.
You were
Did
pointing
he have
that
the-
direction.
Yeah. Where's cave? That
it
way
was,
over there, yeah.
it was incredibly loud, and the echoes in the cave. It was the most bizarre and cool show I think I've ever seen.
R.I.P. Terry Turtle.
Yeah,
Please,
yeah, it was
please
great.
don't.
But so, do you know like what the stage, the quote unquote stage, where is that happening in the cave?
Well, last year when I went, they were folding chairs, and then the comedians just came out from back in the back of the cave.
a darker cave. Oh, okay, yeah. There's a side cave and a regular cave.
So, I don't know.
The comedy cave.
It was
Okay.
pretty scary. You had to walk down this
Don't slip. I'm sure it's like
It's a nice
slippery.
setup in the green cave, though. So.
Right, the little green cave is where you hang out and smoke cigarettes.
maybe there's ghosts of Civil War soldiers down there. We could get Taylor to bring the
Oh,
machines
yes. Very
and try
good.
to find them.
Do you have any idea? Like, I'm interested in the whole idea of like who decided like, let's have shows in caves. Where did that
it's a
happen?
thing,
Well,
though.
you know-
it is. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
no, it's a
like,
thing.
Mike, about 60,000 years ago.
Hey, look at this hole in the ground.
yeah.
Let's have a show.
Let's entertain.
Safe. Bear not in here.
Bear not in here. Let's have comedy show.
Who would laugh?
Yes, the Neanderthals went very, very far with their
Yeah,
comedy show plans.
Do you know any jokes in Proto-Indo-European?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Give me, let me say that again and give me a sound effect.
Oh, yeah,
You know
sure,
any
sure.
jokes in Proto-Indo-European? All right.
Hey! Wow, they love you.
For all the prehistoric people in the audience.
Oh,
was
there
the
it
one.
is.
That
There
was
it
the
is.
one.
Yeah,
My
that's the one. I should have.
All right,
gotten
so
there.
I got to bring it up.
Yeah.
I had I did it. I've crossed the Rubicon. I am now a pickle baller.
Wow. Great.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, thank you, Dan.
You should have done that at the beginning of the show.
This
A
is
little trifle there.
we've gone professional. I'm afraid.
Holy
New level.
smokes.
So it's true. So my family got me a pickleball set for an early Father's Day present.
Cool.
And we went down, and it was a kind of a rainy Sunday, and we went and played, and we had a blast. And I've been playing every day since then.
Who are you playing with?
My son, Oliver.
Well,
yeah,
you
he's
gotta
great.
get out there with me.
Oh, I'll
We can
totally play
some
with you.
pickleball. Are you
Now-
good?
No, I just learned how to serve.
He watched one YouTube
Well,
video.
yeah.
Come
You
on,
know it.
give him some time. I haven't watched that YouTube video.
Well-
I have no idea how to play.
The
I understand
doubles-
you have to serve underhanded. Is
Well,
that
the
correct?
doubles thing, it's like you switch sides every time you serve, and
And there's a
it's
kitchen,
complicated.
The kitchen
Kitchen.
is the no volley zone.
Yeah,
the no volley zone.
yeah. So when you
Sounds
first
like a
hit
lot
it
of
over,
rules.
you have to hit it over the kitchen, and then the next person also has to hit it over the kitchen. Then after that, it's wide
No.
open.
You don't have to hit it over the kitchen the second time, but you have to let it bounce both.
I
Oh,
really
okay. It just has to bounce.
The
Okay.
receiving team has to let it bounce, and then the serving team has to let the second shot bounce.
Okay, so it's
on-
just a bouncing.
So
thing,
there's
yeah.
no volleying in the pantry, and then you serve from the ante room.
It's got all
You
these
try to
weird-
drive them back to the parlor.
to the lobby.
While I was there, there
With
were,
a wrench
there was
and a candlestick.
there was a group of I'm gonna say 50 plus dudes,
Yeah.
and they were decked out in full pickleball gear, and they were intense.
There's gear.
There's
Oh,
big
yeah.
money in pickleball.
No,
yeah.
they're serious
Yeah.
gear. I mean,
I-
and their paddles. I looked at my paddle compared to their paddle, and I thought, how come my paddle doesn't look like their paddle?
Is
You probably have like a wooden paddle.
I got a
That's how
wooden
you use
paddle.
it, Chris. That's,
You got to spend like $100
$8.
I think
You gotta
I'm
spend
gonna
at least
assume
$8.
I got the Target. I got the cheapo
Yeah, sure.
Target introductory set.
Yeah.
But it came with two pickleballs.
Yeah, yeah.
Two fantastic
Fantastic.
pickleballs.
Of course, they spelled the pickleball with a Y. That's how you know it's not.
oh.
It's not.
Well, you and I will have to get out there and play some pickleball.
I would love to. Well, I actually even said the four of us should go play
So
pickleball
I
together.
really-
This could be a special.
There it is. Thing of beauty, Dan. It is a thing of beauty.
I like I like how the bass goes. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
That was so good.
fretless.
Whatever was going on before that is cleared completely out of my mind.
Absolutely. Me as
Yeah,
well.
Right.
But it's
Sort of a
getting to
palate
the
cleanser.
the magical end of the evening time.
Yes.
And I guess that does it for episode 16 of
I think
the
it is
Post
16.
Bingo
I hope
is
that's
like-
right.
If not, we'll just,
We'll
whatever.
do it all over again next week.
And we'll see you again next week, Tuesday night, 7:30, live and in person at Fantastic Ruby's Arcade for Bingo is Life in person. If you haven't been there, come on down, win some money, win some pizza. Well, no money.
No money.
Yeah,
Free
there's
pictures.
a chance.
There's a
to win
chance.
some money.
And join us in cyberspace for Bingo is Life, the podcast. Until then, keep your pickleballs dry and,
And bouncy.
and bouncy.
Sounds so not right. Okay. Thank you, guys. Good night.
Bye.
Bingo is Life, a post-bingo Harrisonburg podcast, is brought to you by the Brothers How to Shell and our friends at Ruby's Arcade in downtown Harrisonburg, Virginia. If you've enjoyed the show and feel it's worth spreading a little joy in this world, please tell just one person that you like this podcast. Word of mouth, more than any other form of promotion, is how creative works get noticed and sustain themselves. Thank you, Andrew Hickey, for that bit of wisdom, and thank you, listeners, for being part of the fun.